Greetings, it's me. I have arrived. I have descended from the heavens for a chinwag. I thought, you know what? You know these conversation streams, if we do more of them where I'm just sat here talking. I thought it would be really odd if it would be rather amusing if they just gradually got more and more fucked. Like the actual name of the stream got increasingly depraved. That would be something. So I have emerged from the woods for a chat. Now I have descended from the heavens for a chinwag. Next it will be I have crawled from the sewer to discuss. Hello everyone. Hello, who's there in chat? Who's come to talk to me about things today? I don't know what we're going to talk about. I just like firing up streams and giving it a go. It's also a really good way to sort of like, for some reason, I think the notifications hit different people. So it hits like an old group of viewers and they all hit unsubscribe at once. So it's quite a good pruning tool. I haven't streamed in like 3 months. I don't stream often. It's not really my thing, but I do like to fire up and subvert expectations every so often. Very low volume. Put the mic up. Let's have a look. Can barely hear you. Right, let's have a look at that. Right, how's that? Let's give it a good. Let's have a look. It sounds fine to me. Wagwan. Yeah, it sounds okay to me now. Star Wars Outlaws in 3 weeks. You going to cover? I don't know. I mean, look, it's a Star Wars game. It's probably fine. It's a Ubisoft game, so again, it's probably all right. But I don't know. I don't know beyond that. They need their ears checked. Okay. Sounds fine to you? Good. We've got good audio. I don't know about Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, once upon a time it would have been a no-brainer. I'd have given it a go. But since like Ubisoft games caused me to almost like give up on gaming altogether, I don't know if I can. I mean, I absolutely can. It's just I don't know if I want to. I've got other things going on, you know, but it doesn't look too bad. It looks half decent for a Ubisoft game. I'll give it that. That's all I can say. I haven't been paying attention. Anyway, I saw that you have no video about the mysterious writing in Blackwater. Oh, the Blackwater cipher. I have done a video on that, actually. I have done a video on that. I do think. I just don't think I called it that. I think it's in some other video, but I have covered it. Replaying Jedi Survivor right now. Jedi Survivor is a good game. I quite like that. Do you know there's a semi-confirmation there's going to be a Red Dead 3? Hasn't there been like a semi-confirmation for years, if I'm not mistaken? Because I would have thought so. Modern ebbs and flows of franchises, they just don't die. They're like old Hondas. Isn't Star Wars Outlaws like £120 or something? I'm sure that's just an edition. Hang on, I'm going to Google this now. Star Wars Outlaws. What? Then we go to products, I presume. The standard edition's going for like 42 quid on those bog standard, you know, like CD keys and that. And then for Xbox, it's £80. Yeah, is that like a Ubisoft thing or is that like a Disney thing? That's the unstoppable force and immovable object conundrum right there. Yeah. No delay for GTA 6 so far. Let's go. Kinda. I mean, I'm not actually sure if they ever announced anything specific, like date-wise. Just a year. Jesus. Feelings on possible Rockstar Project Medieval? I think that turned out to not be a thing, but unless you've got new news, I don't know. By the time we get Red Dead Redemption 3, the sun will be gone, and so will we. Thoughts on potato salad? I don't know. It's alright. Back in the day, 120 got you the game and a whole bunch of physical goodies you could display forever. Remember those days? Back in my day, 120 got you a house. That's probably a time where that was the cost of a gaff. Yeah. Hope Red Dead dies at its peak. I don't know. It might. It might not. Latest earnings call. The main takeaway was that GTA 6 is on time and that GTA Online will slow down over the next 9 months. What, like for GTA 5, the online for that, they're going to slow it down nice and nice. They're going to gradually bring it down, I presume, because, well, it makes sense if they want to release a new GTA Online and go with GTA 6. It makes sense they will wind it down. One day they'll stop. One day they'll stop updating GTA Online because they'll have a new one. A new Red Dead shouldn't be made, and the story is done. I mean, yes and no. They absolutely will make another cowboy game at some point long down the line. It won't be the same story. It won't be trying to add to that story, I don't suspect. But I'd be very surprised if they didn't make another cowboy game. So I think the Red Dead brand will continue. But Red Dead Redemption would only continue for the sake of not having to change the title. Have you heard the latest news about the upcoming remake for Max Payne? What about it? I mean, I know there was a remake for Max Payne apparently being worked on, but I didn't know much about it. Yeah, GTA 5 Online will have reduced revenue. I think it's because they're working on their own proprietary role-playing platform as they phase out 5M. Oh, right. I would also prefer a gun remake as opposed to a Red Dead 3, to be honest. Look, I don't give a fuck. I'll take what I can get. I'll make videos on the environmental storytelling of Red Dead Redemption 2. Would I like another Red Dead game? From a creator's perspective, absolutely. Would I like it to be separate storytelling-wise to the tale of Arthur Morgan, John Marston, Dutch van der Linde, and the boys? Yes. But I do think they will inevitably do it. Should they? Who knows? Will they? Probably. It's a business thing. Have you played the Batman Arkham games? Yes, I have. If a cowboy game is made, it should be set in the golden era of Outlaws. The only time I've ever heard the term chinwag is in Warframe from an old lady called Grandmother. It's an actual... Yeah, as it turns out, it's an actual word too. The word chinwag means a chat. And over here, it's not exactly what I consider to be the most common of slang, but it's pretty well understood that that's what it means. Do you think Dutch hid the Blackwater take in his mother's grave? I have no idea. I mean, follow you from Saudi Arabia. Greetings to you and those with you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here. What's up next for Skyrim's #1 detective Fizhy, seconded to the Septim Empire? I don't know. You got any ideas? I mean, I've got a couple of days before I'm going away for a few days. I'd like to get something done over the weekend, because on Monday, I'm literally leaving the country. I'm running away. I'm never coming back. I'm joking. I am coming back on Thursday. Rorikstead. Rorikstead. Ooh, am I ready to tackle the Rorikstead conspiracy? Delve into the Elder Scrolls lore. It's fascinating. I've been doing a little bit of that. That one is insane. I'm aware of the Rorikstead conspiracy. I do know that it's quite the rabbit hole. Where am I off to? I'm off to Berlin for a couple of days. It's sort of it's like a stag do, but it's for my dad, so it's probably not gonna be that rambunctious. That said, if anyone's gonna make it so. We're on the bevies tonight, by the way. I'm fleeing the country to find beer. You should make the Rorikstead video while on ketamine. Well, that will kind of conflict with my moral position against ketamine, wouldn't it? Headed to Ireland next month for my honeymoon. Any suggestions outside of the normal tourist stuff? I've never actually been to Ireland, so I couldn't tell you. It's Northern Ireland is the only part of the United Kingdom, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland I haven't been to that's nearby. I mean, I haven't been to like the Grand Dependencies and the Isles or whatever, but I've never been to that entire isle, like either Northern Ireland or the Republic of Ireland. I've never been to that island. I'd like to. I hear it's quite grassy. Why Ireland? Because Ireland is nice, I've heard it's nice. Like, to be fair, never been to Ireland. Before I die, I'm gonna go over there because I really want to. for the the channel that I'm running. History stuff like decades is what it's called. There's a link in the description. If you like history, subscribe to it. I will come. But the point is, yeah, I'd like to go over there and do some video content over there at some point. But I've never been before, so I don't want to be like a fish out of water and show up and be. I mean, I'm already English, so it can't get worse. But I'd like to go over and have a little bit of a gander. Should we do an island holiday? I'm game. So am I. Let's do it. Yeah, I will come. Yeah, I could call off the hit for a couple more weeks if you want to go. The hit? Probably less eventful get-togethers in Ireland. Never ever shave. That beard is majestic. Well, I have to routinely. Otherwise, it just gets big. It gets in the way of eating burgers, and I can't have that. So sometimes I trim it. I don't tend to go clean shaven. I don't like being clean shaven because after 2 days I've got the sore face that comes with a clean shave and my beard is back. Thoughts on AC Shadows? It looks fine. I mean, it's a weird one. So it just looks like a Ubisoft RPG masquerading as an Assassin's Creed game. How much it embodies Assassin's Creed is up to it. I mean, that's fair enough. Nothing gets in the way of the burgers. Trust me. Trust me. Beards do get in the way of burgers. I shaved today and it was like somebody butchered Chewbacca. This is another reason why I don't clean shave, because somebody's got to remove the dead cat from the sink. It's a bit mad. I wish I could grow a beard like you. Well, look, if you would like some advice on how to grow a beard, steroids. I'm just kidding. No, don't do that. All I'm saying is, if you want to know how to grow a beard, drink bevies, smile. Having a beard was the coolest thought when I was younger. Now I have a beard very similar to you. As a kid, I never liked beards. As a kid, I looked at beards and went, "Oh, it's a big beard, that." But I didn't really like it. I didn't really have a. And then I turned 12, and suddenly, big beard. Like, don't ask why I had the beard at 12. I must have hit puberty in the womb. It was a hard life. Ethan, you actually look like Arthur Morgan with a long beard. I'm not so sure that I do. But I look like a bearded guy. Let's put it that way. I look like I have a beard. I'm a man of facial hair. But I don't think I look like Arthur Morgan particularly. You never know. Anything that does get in the way of burgers will be sent to Guam. I was the same. I couldn't grow a beard for years, just a mustache. Then I started eating proper food and a full beard within months. Yeah, if you... How dare you drink German beer straight from the bottle? You need a glass. Come on, behave. I did that as an insult to you personally. No. I just can't be asked with a glass. It's a mess. It's just a bottle. That's me enjoying it. You look like Arthur Morgan if he looked like you. Wouldn't that logic apply to everything? I'd look like SpongeBob SquarePants if he looked like me. Get a straw, make everyone angry. Oh, don't make me do this. Because I have some. Like over there, I have some. It's still glass. No, exactly. It's still made of glass. I know you love the way the beard feels in real time playing the Red Dead series. Straw, do it. Okay. Hang fire. Gentlemen, the time has come. It just fell in. It's not long enough. Oh god, it's stuck in there now. Oh well. In fact, let's see if we could. It's actually just gone in. It's spouting beer. It's spouting beer within. Pull it out. No. It's not long enough. It's a. Oh God! Look at that. It's disrupting the equilibrium of the bevy. Oh dear. This is not good, is it? Dip it, it'll pop up. What a great idea. It's sunk. It's a paper straw, I think. I don't know why I have those. I don't like them. They just get mushy. Oh shit, it's coming out. Oh no, it's gone back in. It's a beer volcano. New science fact. Straws foam beers. It would appear as if that is the case. It's getting violent. It is actually getting this is not good. Oh, it's behaving now. It's really bad. Should have used a plastic. Probably should have, yeah. In fact, why am I using my index finger? See, now you've ruined it. It's okay. I've got another bevy. But it'll be fine. Who cares? Let's see if it erupts into Mount Beer. Oh, what are we doing to alcohol? Thing is, it's foaming up, and then before it gets to the top, it's popping away. Ruined a beer for content. Well, I mean, it'll settle. I'll get like a tweezer or something and remove the straw. Strand of straw to prove turtles are dramatic. What's the design on your t-shirt? Tintagel. It's from Tintagel Castle in Cornwall. It's mad. It's genuinely a bit unhinged. It goes a bit extensive. It's an English heritage sort. It's like English heritage official merch, basically, which is the strangest flex of all time. But there it is. It will never settle. I think it kind of has. All I know is, now that there's a straw in the mix, I'm going to need to use all of my power, all of my might, to free it. I have very thin, bony fingers. This should be easier than it is. Oh, hang on. Here we go. I'm getting somewhere with this method. Oh, cool. Right. Problem solved. The beer is absolutely fundamentally wrecked, but it's fine. Siphon it. Just fingering a bit, everything reminds. Just trying to get a straw out of a beer. I should call her. Well, very odd from this side of the camera. Yeah, no, I understand. But no, that was questionably the worst thing I've ever done on a stream. But hey, you bring out my stupid side, and I bring out your sensible side. We're a good combo. It's been saved and binned, that straw. Hang on. Have you watched any Olympic event these past couple of weeks? No. No, I haven't. I don't... Oh, I burped there. Burped again. That's the beer. Mate, I need more Red Dead Redemption 2 content. I have some planned. I haven't started producing any yet. But I have some planned. It helps me sleep. Check out the Skyrim content. That's as entertaining, I hope. How would you rate the Red Dead characters and on how much of them are alcoholics? Depends on whether or not I'm playing. But there is more Red Dead content to come, by the way. It's just I'm currently just exploring other things as well, like the Skyrim stuff. I like to bulk up a playlist and then just sort of integrate it into a normal routine. So for the time being, I've been bulking up the Skyrim playlist, and then I'll crack on with other things again once I'm done with that, and then I can add to the playlists as and when. I do have a video idea. I'm saving it. I am saving it potentially for a sponsorship or potentially just for a rainy day in general. I'm saving that idea for, you know, because I know it will go a bit silly, that one. So hopefully I'll do that in good time, but I'm not there yet. Will you branch out into Oblivion? I'd absolutely love to branch out into Oblivion, but I am at the moment I'm thinking get all the obvious bad boys out of the way for Skyrim, and then maybe go back to Oblivion and factor that into the occasional bit of content here and there. Your videos and voice are like melatonin. Thank you, Declan Sweeney. The Red Dead Redemption 2 caveman is just outside the map. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's an interesting one, that. I saw your Max Payne 3 video. I'm just wondering if you play the other Max Payne games yet. They're amazing. I'm yet to do it. I am yet to do it. I'm quite busy these days. What about Morrowind? I'd like to factor portions of Morrowind. I think Morrowind's a bit of, it's an odd one. I've played Morrowind before. I like Morrowind. I just think it's a little bit of a, I don't think I just don't know. I think it's just a bit of a farce to get it set up right. So it can be, sometimes it can be a bit tricky, and other times I don't know if I'd if my style suits the absolute barrage of information you sometimes get in that game. But as a supplement to other mysteries, yeah, you can expect to see Morrowind crop up again and again. Will you play Fallout 4? I've played Fallout 4 before. If you're talking about like Fallout mysteries and stuff like that, I'd like to do those as well. Are you wanting to make a lot of GTA 6 content regardless of the inevitable popularity of GTA 6 videos? In a similar vein to the Red Dead content, absolutely. That will be my bread and butter when that comes. But in the meantime, I've got to find ways to, you know, preoccupy myself. So the Elder Scrolls is as good a franchise as any. Fallout may indeed be another franchise that's as good as any for it, because it's the content I love making. You better be making GTA 6 content. Imagine if I just help the hype train go all the way to the and then disappear. Like nothing happens. I just vanish. Just go, never mind. What are you expecting from Kingdom Come 2? They said they wanted to make it a bit more accessible, which would be interesting. So I'm wondering what part of Kingdom Come makes it inaccessible explicitly, besides from maybe a gimmick out of the save game system. Have you ever heard about A Plague Tale? Yeah, I played Innocence. I got a bit of the way through Requiem and gave up. I think I must have been preoccupied with something else. Imagine if I just stopped posting content on launch day. What, you were like assassinated in the crowd, waiting for... They don't do that anymore, midnight releases, but you know, you get what I'm saying. I heard you say you worked at the Etihad a few times. As a City fan, that's so interesting. Is it? If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to disclose the security secrets of the Etihad Stadium. I have worked at the Etihad a few times. It was a couple years back. Worked security, and we were... Well, first we wanded people down outside the ground. We literally just wand flying through, which is, you know, it's as good as can be. It's as effective a search method as any. And then everyone goes in, and then we just went down to the pitch. We went on the pitch. Obviously, you would have seen us. We were in the little dugout with the ambulances. Pitch side response. It's pretty interesting. But I don't know how much detail I can go into about the general stuff. That's just, if you were in the right position, you could see that I was indeed there. You know, I think there's a video actually where one of the players scored and was like sliding on his knees, and we have to walk out of that dugout and then turn and face the crowd whenever there's a goal, in case people start punching each other or what. And there's just a picture of me walking towards, you know, with that line where I could see up at the crowds, and there's just this footballer who's making like 200 grand a week knee sliding. My family are from Manchester, but I managed to do a tour last year, which is cool. I never went to any midnight releases, but I missed the vibe of that era so much. Yeah. I mean, I never went to any midnight releases, and I can't say that I'd have gone to them if they were still a thing. Hi, I can't stay, but I came to say hi. Hello, Richard. It's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm sorry to hear you can't stay, but hopefully you're not making 200k a week. Well, obviously not. Knee slides are dangerous as fuck. I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about it. Footballers just seem to do it, so I just leave that. That's not my problem. The man's on 200 grand a week. If he breaks his knees, it's not my problem. My priority was making sure nobody in my immediate area had a pyro. Makes 200k a day and spends it on the street. If I made 200k a day, God, if I made 200k a day, I would not spend it all on straws. I live in North Manchester and I don't do football, so I get some odd looks. North Manchester? Whereabouts in North Manchester? You don't actually have to dox yourself. Don't give me your address. I am just genuinely curious whereabouts in North Manchester. Rochdale. Not far from me is the point I'm making. You do not live very far from me at all. I know my accent is misleading, but I've lived in Greater Manchester for a while. You should just keep up pretenses and have an exact replica of your studio built. Are you watching the Summer Olympics in Paris? Nah, I can't do it to myself. I live in Cheshire. I was in Cheshire recently. Well, I was actually in Chester itself recently. Just nipping around on the old Roman wall. Very fun. Can you make more funny history facts more often? I'd love to, but in the end of the day, you've got to have the information there. And if the information is leading constantly, no matter which source you check, it's... You see, the problem is with that series is more often than not, you'll find something that's drop dead hilarious and realise that it's not true. And so we can't use those. So it becomes a bit of a slog to get the right ones. Liverpool here, been like Gotham City since the riots. We need Batlads. Knowing Liverpool, if you had like a masked vigilante flying, like gliding through your streets, you'd call him Pigeon. I'd consider moving to Skyrim if I had to. If I had to live in Manchester, fair enough. I mean, Manchester's all right. It's not too bad. It's just a place like any other. Which country has the most underrated history in your opinion? I'm not awfully familiar with every country ever's history, but if you're looking for if you look, I don't think even I don't even think there's a ratings. There's a point of rating to be made. Your history's your history. There's no point going it's good history or shit history. You can't change it. I've turned my fan on, otherwise I'm gonna boil to death. If that makes a noise. I'm kidding. Where am I? I don't know. I'd say Sweden. Yeah, possibly, but I don't think you can rate history. It's either happened or it hasn't. What's going on, Fizhy the goat? Not much, Brandon. What's going on with you? America has a lot of history. To be fair, for such a young country, the United States has a pretty fascinating history. Don't tell any Americans I said that. And if you're American, I did not just say that. But it is interesting. They were a dominant regional power for nearly 3 centuries before they were toppled by Russia. Looking great, pal. Keep it real. Cheers. Thank you for joining me. Allow me to quickly refresh this, because for some reason it goes that when watching videos now, like likes and views, they update in real time on the watch menu, unless you're streaming when they used to. Oh, it's a pain. Yes, I'm American. You didn't say that. Exactly. YSL knows what's going on. I've been looking into North African history and Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. And Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia have some good stories. That is fair enough. There are some interesting history all around the world. That does strike me as a place where there'd be some interesting stories. I watched a guy called Vlogging Through History, and he did a reaction to a Decades video, which was a surprising crossover. I've actually met Chris in person. He came over. We met up with him in Manchester. Went did some things, add a few bevies, you know. He's a sound guy. He's a sound guy. So yeah, he's a decent fella. I don't take American history seriously. That is a classic cyberboy moment right there. General rule for places, most of them have a lot of history. Indeed. The Chris Ethan meetup was my Avengers. It was a bit of a crossover event. It was like, what? I look at that picture now and I go, Jesus, I look so old. Because obviously my hair was quite long at that point, and I didn't have such a thick beard. I'd had it shaved down, and I looked kind of old. I'm off to bed. Take it easy, cyber boy. It's a bit early for bed, is it not? Never mind. Enjoy your wank. Enjoy your wank in peace, my friend. Nah. Enjoy yourself. I've got an itchy ear now. Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet? I have not. I'll wait for it to arrive on a streaming service, I guess. I just don't have a lot of time to go to the cinema. Like, it doesn't even strike me as something that would be a good pastime or an enjoyable one, if that makes sense. Not for me, anyway. It probably is for everyone else, and I don't deny that. But for me, it's just not the place I'd choose to be. Getting a beer, no straw, BRB. Fair enough. New subscriber, I love your stuff. Wish you all the best. Cheers, Dark Hammer. Thank you for swinging by. I hear the Borderlands film is a bit bad. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. It does strike me as the type of thing that would go downhill quite rapidly. The whole point of Borderlands is it goes downhill rapidly. How can you fail to emulate that in a film? Oh, nothing would surprise me with Hollywood, though. It is when the theatre is empty. I forgot that what it was like to be unable to take your jacket off for the entire film without disturbing the people around you. Shit, just noticed you're on 445,000 already. I don't know, it's 445. I think it's 442. Yeah, 442,000 at the moment, which has surprised me because we only hit 400,000 in December, and this growth isn't too bad. I've been enjoying it, but the thing is, I get to a point where I stop paying attention to the subscriber count because that's going to go up regardless. That's no longer the concern. The concern is I'll get complacent, I guess. So I try and make good videos, and that's kind of all I can do. My town has the acid bath murderer, hometown of the cure. Apparently Queen Victoria's carriage broke down here and she had to stay in a hotel. That's all I know about the history of my town. Are you the one from Rochdale? No, you live near Brighton now. Ah, okay. I remember scrolling up and you said something about your family being from Gorton and you live near Brighton. Cool. The Borderlands movies suck. Yeah, the Borderlands movies suck. Okay, gotcha. My town has IRA history. That's fascinating. But as a rule of thumb, video game adaptations don't tend to hit the mark very much. The reason being, it's not made in good faith. It's not made with respect to the source material. This was a successful video game. We want it to be a successful movie by default. But we're not going to bother to pay attention to whatever that game was about. We're going to get the broad outlines, and that's about it. From there, we're off on our own. That's how it goes. So we don't pay attention to the games. We don't pay attention to the source material. And that's fair enough. Just, for the love of God, pay attention to the source material. It's fair enough, because it's like, well, I won't watch it then. My town started the English Civil War. The only two that seem to have been successful recently have been The Last of Us and Fallout. Yeah, I quite enjoyed Fallout. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, but I don't think it was that bad. It was okay. And The Last of Us is quite literally step for step, word for word. So, in order to make that bad, they'd have probably had to write something. Could Mario be counted in a good video game adaptation in Sonic? I don't know. Are they good ones? I watched about 10 minutes of the Assassin's Creed film and turned it over. I don't know if it was even bad, but it was terrible. The Assassin's Creed movie was dreadful. It was beyond bad. It wasn't so much like a writing thing or a budget thing. If anything, they'd overdone it. But with something like Assassin's Creed, when they adapted it to a movie, they realised, fuck, feature length isn't long enough to truly emphasise and highlight what makes this series special. So instead you got a completely different vibe. And it just didn't really flow. It didn't make sense. There was a character portrayed by Jeremy Irons who sounded very confused saying his lines. I think the actor was genuinely not sure what was going on. So if you can't get your cast to understand what's happening, you're not gonna get a good film out of it, are you? If you were to watch an AC movie, what would you realistically want it to be about? It's a bit of a trick. It's a bit of a silly question, really, because I wouldn't, if that makes sense. I think Assassin's Creed's ultimate medium were the games, and though it's lost sight of that, I think it would be more interesting to see it adapted maybe into a TV series, but I don't know how I'd frame it. I think I'd frame it like the context of a game, or indeed set it entirely in modern day as an experience that can't be had in the game. Allow it to have some creative liberties for whoever's making it, and allow it to add something to those who play the games. It's pure. I just don't know if I'd do it. I think the depiction of the Animus as a big bubble that allows the user to move their whole body was interesting, but that's about it. Yeah, it would have been interesting if they'd started using it in games afterwards. But for the context of the film, it actually kind of... If Assassin's Creed was intended to be a film from day one, that would have been the way they'd have done it, I'm sure. It wasn't a bad idea. It's just, once you present it as an idea, you need to sort of, like, commit. Make it animated or make it like The Witcher, sort of thing. If they set it in something like a Quantum Leap style TV show, it might work. So different location each week, perhaps. I don't know to what extent it would be needed. I think you'd need to. I think you'd very much so need to do something specific, because it's a very specific story in the first place. You need to be adding to that, and you can't treat the audience like idiots. You need to assume that people watching have some idea of what's going on, and then you can feed the information naturally, and it can be enjoyable by default. It's so funny how that barely got any attention from the games. Didn't it get like none? Didn't it like never crop up? Maybe like as something on a computer in Origins or something. I don't know about that. Sorry, I burped again because of the bloody foam that I've been drinking, because I put a straw in the beer because somebody told me to do it. You said it was a good idea. It was not. It's messing with my stomach. And now what? But I don't know. I don't think it got any... Like, the movie's character got a skin in the Rogue remake, and that's it. Wasn't there also a skin in Origins? There was one in 3. I think you're talking 3. The Aguilar skin showed up a couple times. There was an Aguilar suit, but I think it was more of a novelty thing. Holy shit, it's Fizhy. It is indeed me. Today. You played Subnautica yet? There's so much environmental storytelling in those games. Storytelling in those games. It's fucking mental. I am yet to play Subnautica. It's on the list. It's on the list. I don't keep pets, so I don't have to cry for them. That's nice. I keep pet. Here he is. This is him. This is him. Now I can check the. There we go. He's a lovely guy. He can sit there for a minute. Have you done Still Wakes the Deep? No? It's not... That is not Dennis. This is not... Dennis has been dead for a while. Dennis has been dead for 2 years. Wait, has he? Hang on. Dennis died in January 2022. Yeah, he's been dead for 2 years. It's not Dennis. That's Angus. Or as I call him, Goose. What's your PC's name again? Was it Doris, or am I making that up? Doris was the PC before this one. I've had this one for 5 years now. I don't know what I'm going to name this one. I haven't named it anything yet because it hasn't let me down yet. Before GTA 6 releases on PC, I do plan to replace the entire build. Get something fresh in, because I always find that helps. And also, it is getting outdated. It's powerful, but it's brute force at this point, which doesn't usually bode well long term. So I think this is Norris. Norris. Name it Norris. 5 years and no name. It's a workhorse at this point. You know, it once it becomes sentimental, that's when it gets a name. Okay. I don't even realise I'd watched you long enough to remember Doris. Yeah. Don't get any 13th or 14th gen Intel CPUs. Mine's a 9th gen. Seems to be doing fine. Horace. Horace? Spelt wrong, specifically. No, I don't know. I'm not going to have it rhyme with Doris, that's for sure. This is the most Greg PC of all time. It never complains. It always cracks on. I've had to format it once. It has had a problem. I've had to format it once. But besides from that, it's been a bloody reliable thing. It's the most Greg of all time. Baz. Name it after something meaningful, like beer or a pasty. Greg. No, just Greg. Just Greg. I'm not sure that's its name yet. I haven't decided, but it's a bit of a Greg. The 13th to 14th gen have dodgy code that slowly kills them. Oh, wow. Okay. And what gen are we on at the moment? Bearing in mind that I'm not planning on replacing this PC for like another year. What about Thomas? Thomas is not the name of a reliable PC. Thomas is the name of a man named Thomas. Thomas is the name of a steam locomotive. 14th. Oh, okay. Shows how much I know. So 13th and 14th gen have problems. When... Jesus Christ. The price of new PCs has gone through the roof. Look at these things. $5,000. That is inflated from the 4 and like a half I paid for this. But then again, at that point, everything was spec'd out to fuck. This is off the shelf, which means it's probably not that good in some areas. Hang on. The 13th and 14th generations of Intel CPUs have code that kills them. Thomas was a reliable train. There's no such thing as a reliable train. Shows up fucking late anyway. Name it Kenneth. It's a proper English name, lol. Yeah, but I don't know anyone named Kenneth. Actually, do I? I have an uncle named Kenneth. Of course I know someone named Kenneth. I don't see him very often. He's like a great uncle. He was the brother of Minnan. Oh. The trains are always reliable, just not the people planning their routes. Howdy dowdy. Greetings, the same 144. Mine cost me 2,800 custom built. Would have cost me less if I had the confidence to do it myself. I'll just put some cash aside every month for about... Oh, look, if I wanted to buy a brand new $5 grand PC tomorrow, it's not a problem. I have the cash aside specifically for that purpose when the time comes. But Jesus Christ, I'm just baffled it's getting that costly. Because it'll be outdated in 6 months. Why is it that valuable? I wish buses here reliable. It's every hour for a bus. When I lived in the city, it was every 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I suppose where you go, it depends where you go for public transport to be reliable. And it also depends on whether or not you stick around long enough to find out how unreliable it really is. It's the graphics cards that are the pricey bits. I don't know, if you're spending 500 quid on a processor alone as well, it's going to add up. But yeah, the graphics card is usually incredibly expensive. Because that's the thing that allows it to game. That is the valuable bit. I still run a 2080 Ti. I wonder how much that's worth these days. I don't know. I don't even think I want to know. Have you remembered that big titles, especially Rockstar titles, aren't always optimised on PC launch? The specs needed to run Red Dead Redemption 2 lessened after a few patches. Yeah, that is true. But I don't think they will lessen far enough for outdated technology to be given a huge advantage. I think it's purely, you know, it's a business expense for one. I can say, look, business expense, and HMRC go, no problem. We won't charge you taxes on that expense. You know, result. Saving myself a solid money. Then the 4080 Super was about 75% of the cost. Yeah, that would do it. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima on PC? I haven't. I haven't played it on PC. I have a gaming laptop which was 1.5k and I thought that was pricey. I think I bought a laptop that I've used about twice for about 600 quid. And it was alright. Ghost of Tsushima is apparently getting a sequel. What's it going to be called? The Ghost of the Rest of Japan? I don't know. He's just chilling. He's decided to venture from these shores. I got a 3060 Ti from Amazon not long ago for about 250 quid. Is it any good? I'm playing it with a 1080 Ti card. I had a 1080 Ti for a while. Genuinely good card. I think I've probably got it in the attic somewhere. Because I never got rid of it. Money, you fool. We need money. Average HMRC employee. That's the funny thing about HMRC. They don't have enough employees. But yeah, I did run a 1080 Ti for about, it wasn't long, maybe like a year, and it was a good graphics card. Am I the only console player here? I doubt it. I mean, I play console every so often. Have you seen any of the AC Shadows demos? The stealth side actually looks decent, but I just find it hard to get that interest anymore. Probably a bit of both. You're like being held hostage. Blink twice if you're in danger. I am not in danger. I blinked twice then to tell you I was in danger. Call the authorities. See what they say. But no, I'm just sat here just idling away going, what do I say next? That's what it is. And also this chair is getting a bit squeaky. I've had it for about a year. I kind of miss playing my Xbox, but I just can't go back. Depends on what I'm playing. What card have you been using for the past 5 years? A 2080 Ti is what I got. It's not quite been 5 years. It's been It was the end of 2019. We're not at the end of 2024 yet. So it's an RTX 2080 Ti. I'm quite certain that's about 5 years old. I think it's a bit older. It's still strong. It's just old now. It's older. It's outdated, and you know it does the trick. And I'm gonna push it as far as it can go. But I think for Grand Theft Auto 6, I'm gonna upgrade the PC in general because I want to naturally produce better content and also keep up with the visual fidelity of things. I'm curious to see how GTA 6 will push console hardware. Fizhy wouldn't be the hostage, he would take hostages. I've done it before, I'll do it again. Yeah, that's a long story. I keep doing it. I keep having hostages. I don't think GTA 6 will push console hardware too much. I'm quite certain console hardware is there. Who's messaging me on Twitter? Oh, it's somebody trying to sell me their thumbnail design again. I don't want muck thumbnails, please. I mean, I like my thumbnails. I like what I do with my thumbnails. They look like I made them. That's my favourite bit. Fable on 360 and an emulator are two different games. It's true, he kept me in his basement until I told them what my favourite ACE game is. I miss it. You missed it. I miss it in brackets. I'm going back. Oh, yeah, sorry. The thumbnails are amazing. I'm not sure if they're amazing, but I like that I made them. Everything about what I do on this channel I like because I did it. So it's really weird when people say, oh, I can edit your videos for you. It's like, I guarantee you couldn't because you don't think how I want the content to be made. You don't think along that. That is a one-mind operation. For that content to be genuinely good, it's a one-mind operation. For the thumbnails that I like designing, I design them, and even if they look shit compared to a professional thumbnail designer who specializes in that, of course they fucking do. But I like that I make it, you know? It is what it is. GTA 6 will probably be 150 gigs. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I wouldn't worry too much about the file size, because it will not be, on account of the fact that people actually need to buy, download, and play the thing, it will not be monstrously huge. It might be 100 gigs, easy. 120, 150 tops. So you might be right, but it won't be much bigger. Do you watch a Bard's Ballad for Oblivion content? A Bard's Ballad? What's that? I like the thumbnails, especially the Red Dead 2 ones. I like the Red Dead 2 ones. There's some of the... I just find that thumbnails look a lot nicer if you apply a LUT to them. So GTA 6 will have a smaller file size than Madden 26, lol. Probably. GTA 5 right now is 100 gigabytes. Yeah, but you still got to download and play it. That's the thing. But also, you know, it says we require this much file size. Doesn't actually... We require this much disk space to install. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be that big when it's done. It's a weird thing. It's like it's an unpacking thing. I think it was the best way to look at it. But I also think it won't get much bigger than, you know, big, because people will just go fuck you then. My fear for GTA 6 is if they decide to charge 300 quid for the game, given how Rockstar's view and pay by gameplay hour. Isn't that like something that people have taken a bit out of context with regards to something that was said once, where it was about the value of the game per hour based on how much was paid for it, and judging by that, I don't know. I've heard that before, and I've heard it debunked before, but I don't know much about it. All's time with just your thumbnail. Now the beard is just wrong. Sorry, what's that? What was that, Bobby Blankenship? I'm a bit confused. What's wrong with the beard? Oh, the thumbnail is just Angus staring me down as well. That is a thing. For these streams, I don't put much effort into the thumbnails. It's just, look, I'm live. If that's an attraction, come along. If not, it's fine. And there I am staring down the dog into that. It's pretty cool. And I was expecting Angus. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, if you want Angus to show up, I mean, sometimes he'll bark from downstairs, but here he is. This is him. Say hello. Say hello nicely. Thumbnails are amazing, don't worry. I mean, I don't worry about the quality of the thumbnails. I like the thumbnails I produce. But I do think sometimes, yes, there are people out there who can do a better thumbnail than me, and that's fine. Because I like that I make them. Here he is. He's not much of a puppy anymore, but he's young enough. I wouldn't be surprised if GTA 6 was 80 or 90 for the base edition, 130 for 7 days early access. Oh, Christ. 7 days early access, 130 quid. I don't know. Rockstar are quite adamant, in my experience, to keep the release date as the release date. They don't tend to dish out, like, codes or anything like that. They just release a release. They drop it on the release date and that's it. They don't tend to give out like review codes and stuff, as far as I'm aware. Not to content creators or anyone who might spoil the game. Maybe to like professional journalists they might, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. I got a German Shepherd myself. They are goofy creatures. Yeah, Goose is what I call him because he's a goof. So it's Goof, Goose, Goob, Goosifer, if he's biting people, and Goose. Games cost an arm and a leg. Now I lost my arms pre-ordering Star Wars Outlaws. Fair enough. I do not know anything about Star Wars Outlaws aside from the fact that it's made by Ubisoft, and that is not usually a selling point. Goosifer is a winner. Yeah, that one was originally coined by my dad. Goofy Goober is a goofy goober. That he is. He likes a good goofing and goobering and all that. But I don't know much about him. Mr. Goofy Goober. What do you think about the Half-Life 3 leaks? I didn't realise there were leaks about Half-Life 3. I haven't paid attention to Half-Life in a while. The last time I saw anything Half-Life related, it was a mate showing me every single TARDIS from Doctor Who in Gary's mod. That's all I remember. That was the last thing I had to do with anything Half-Life related. Star Wars Outlaws had 10-minute gameplay on IGN and it was boring. Well, it is what it is. Look, in the end of the day, when it's just a gameplay thing and it's showcased by somebody, it can be hard to rationalize it as interesting because it's showing a 10-minute snippet, and if they're marketing boring stuff, I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know what it means. All I know is it's just 10 minutes of the game from some point. I always look at a game's marketing as sort of like a right. I don't expect the game to be anything like this on launch because it won't feel anything like this. And so it just is what it is. I saw a photo of the dog and got scared for a sec. Why did you get scared? Are you afraid of dogs? I heard about Half-Life 3. Isn't it all just rumour at present? Yeah, I would have thought so. Never played any Half-Life. I'm still looking forward to Star Wars. I'm hopeful. You will have to traffic organs to buy GTA 7 in 40 years, probably. The best marketing for a game is the game you see in the first week of launch. Yeah, the best marketing you can get for a game is when people actually get their hands on it and start playing it. That is the best marketing. Look, if you really cannot wait for a game to release, you're going to buy it anyway. Whatever. You're the people that everyone else gets to observe if you're posting content online with regards to how it goes. And there are plenty of people who will buy the game, play it, and you'll see exactly how it is. Isn't it only EA who can make Star Wars games? No, not anymore. Because Star Wars Outlaws is being developed by Ubisoft. So Star Wars can now be issued to whomever. You're one of the few content creators who can make me lose track of time. Well, I've got to have some skills. My pool of skills is remarkably limited. If I can make you lose track of time, that's something. You specifically as well. I've got to take the victory. What happened to the KOTOR remake? I think it's still going on. I heard rumours that it was cancelled, that it was in distress, and that it's jumped studios and all sorts. But I don't know much beyond that. I have paid attention though. Your arm looks like it's doing something weird under the table. Which one? That one? Or that one? Look, I am clean. I have not been doing anything under the table. KOTOR remake is dead. Is it dead? Is that a thing that we know? Is it actually dead? KOTOR was cancelled. Was it? Was it? Hang on. Apparently 2nd of April 2024, KOTOR remake is alive and well. That's the last I heard of it. So it's probably dead, but they're not. They're in denial for the time being. I just got an ad on a stream. Lol. How do you think we make revenue? Do you think it magically formulates in our bank accounts? It would be nice. Trust me, it would be nice. But unfortunately, sometimes you gotta, yeah. Ads run. The ads run randomly. I've set it to moderate, so I actually might make something from the stream, but it's not too invasive to the experience. However, for some people, it may be more invasive than others. I understand that. It is what it is. Welcome to the YouTube world. YouTube is starting to do 10 unskippable ads. Really? 10? It's an entire... At that point, it's a full-on advert break. I fully understand, don't worry. Did I read something somewhere earlier today that Control 2 is now in a playable state? Control 2 is in a playable state? Hello from America, Ethan. Hello, Zach Terrell. In America, I presume. I just got a Love Honey ad. Is that like a dating app? I've got some strange ads on here in the past. Nothing quite that strange. But yeah, I don't think YouTube control their ads very much. So you could quite literally get an ad for something weird. After see Absurd Random History Facts Part 5. Bye. Take care and enjoy that. I put work into it. Oh yeah, Florida here. With a surname like Blankenship, I assumed you were American, sir. I don't know why, but it's a type of surname only Americans have. But yeah, whereabouts in Florida? I don't like Control. I want that Max Payne remake from Remedy. Oh yeah. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? If you're getting 10 unskippable ads, then you must be watching on a TV. That is true. If you're watching on a TV, I salute you. I like watching YouTube on TV, actually. When I'm chilling out, I bang my telly on, and I'm not even signed into my account. I just watch whatever. I don't even sign in on it. I just watch whatever takes my fancy. Yes, is this a random video about the gunpowder plot? I'll watch that. Is this a video about something I did not open YouTube thinking I'd be interested? Yes, it is. In GTA 5, if you make Michael bald with big beard, he looks like Max Payne. I noticed that. Do you think Moist Critical will be in GTA 6? Which one's he again? When Dutch said we need time, did he just want to buy 10 clocks? Probably. There are no Blankenships in Edinburghshire. Edinburghshire? Where's Edinburghshire? That can't be a word. No, well, it's redirected me to something, so it might have once been a word. I'm not there. Wherever that is, I am not anywhere near Edinburgh. The guy with the long hair. The one with the long hair. The one that looks like Jesus. Right? Does he sit in front of his webcam and give his opinions on things? Is he like... I guess a bit like what I'm doing now, but probably more holy from what you say. Edinburghshire, what the fuck have the SNP done now? Your hairline is near Edinburgh. It's on a tactical, I'll give you that. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's Moist Critical. Cool. Yes, he's a slop channel. What's a slop channel? What does that mean? Is that where they sit there and give their opinions on whatever the fuck? Regardless of how qualified or interesting that opinion is. What's the context behind that photo of you with the fire? It was hilarious when you got that onto a Bethesda stream. It was me and Connor. We were helping a local fire fire service training it was, oh god, here we go. There was a new fire service training centre opening in our town. Me and Connor were helping film the video for it. We're showing like the day in the life of a firefighter. In one of those, we had to play the role of yobbos, and so we were filmed being yobbos, and there was a massive fire, you know, for some reason, and we were all looking a bit mad. So in that video, so while that was going on, while the firefighters were literally starting a fire, which is the most strange thing you could ever witness, I was posing in front of the fire engine with a stick. I loved it. That photo was on a Bethesda stream, yeah, like 2019. We they were like, to be seen on here, type hashtag BE3 and say something. I posted that picture going, come on boys, this will be funny if it goes on. And I went, I am hyper, hashtag BE3. And 2 minutes later it showed up. In like a small tile in the corner and then disappeared. We thought somebody noticed that it was there. But no, it just cycled to a bigger tile. And we thought, oh god. No, here we go. And there were people going, are we going to ignore the bloke with the fire? What is that? You know? It's just me being a fool. I wasn't being a fireman, I was being a yobbo. Is that stream easily accessible? I want to say it is. Let me have a look. Bethesda E3 20... I want to say it was 2019 stream. I want to say it was... Yeah, it must have been 2019. I'm quite certain it was. Bethesda E3 2019 schedule. I'm not even sure if that's... It was Bethesda 2019, I'm sure of it. But it might be the live stream. It might be gone now. I don't know. Is there like a... But the thing is, there are loads of streams out there of people like talking, giving their opinions. They're ready to react and all of that, and it's just cycling these pictures of me with the fire, and nobody's thinking, hang on a minute. Yeah, it was 2019, and it took us a while to get on there. And yeah, it is on there. I found it, just some random channel named Motherfucker Morgan, and he's just giving his reaction like a, just that was quality. Jobber refers to a rowdy, out of control youths usually acting drunkenly, causing chaos, that kind of thing. Is that the same as a jackass? No, but yes. Is that the best way to put it? I feel it is. But the thing is, there are some videos of some... I'm surprised more people didn't notice that... Oh my god! I'm in the thumbnail of this one. No, I just saw that and people... They're just sat there and they're just my picture cycling. It is unhinged. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't believe that picture has been completely, most people just completely ignore it. I can't believe more people didn't twig on to how out of place that was. And that was the point. That was the point. It had nothing to do with it. Someone must have observed the Twitter, saw that and gone, you know what, that's a terrific idea. And so that picture is now everywhere. Fizhy used to have a Discord server. I haven't for a while. I'm sure they did. They just pretended not to notice. Well, a lot of people, like, en masse looked at it and went, not today. I can't do that. Not today. I'm just having a little bit of a scan through to see if any twig onto it. Oh, there's an oxhorn one. Shall we have a look at that? Oh yeah, I'm on there. That's mad. I don't think he's quite the observational fellow. I don't think he'd twig on though. It looks like he's reacting to something. God knows. Possibly. I mean, you ever heard of? I have no idea what that is. Surviving in Star Wars is easy. Just be a moisture farmer. Indeed, farm moisture. How long would you survive in the Star Wars universe? Depends on whether or not you give me a gun. Because if you give me a firearm, I can survive anywhere. Fucking Sith Lord, have you ever heard of bullets? Oh. Yeah. Anyway, the video I posted today appears to be doing quite well. I've noticed that. I'm very pleased with that. Say hello there, please. Hello there. I don't think that was quite what you were going for, was it? The light is reflecting off your forehead. Indeed, it's like there, isn't it? This is because it's there. It's literally a ring light up here. Yeah. It does imbalance if I lean this way. But if I lean over here, I should be fine. My hairline survives for another day. You cannot stop me, Dark Lord. I have a shiv and my nan's crack supply. Obi Fishy Kenobi. I made it. Oh, indeed. So yeah, I was pleased to see how that was doing. How's the Butcher video doing? That was the Skyrim video that started off this latest obsession of mine. And also, since I'm fucking off to Berlin on Monday, I'd like to know if there's any videos you'd like to see done before then. Because, you know, it's all good me just sitting here with an absolute vacuum of ideas. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know, because I can try and do something. Because I want to at least get another video done before Monday. I don't think I'll manage. But if anything is going to give me a good place to start, it's going to be thanks to the people here. OMG, you're coming to Germany? So cool. Yeah, only for a few days. And only the capital city, which probably isn't the best representation of the country. But I do like it over there. I do like it over there. I do enjoy it. The Butcher vid is 115k. Yeah, I saw. Skyrim Mysteries video. Yeah, might do another one. Who knows? Can you whip out a lute or banjo and serenade your audience? Also, will you continue your campaign through Red Dead Redemption 2? Also, I love you. Okay. Cheers, Michael Moore's Purple. It's gone ... on there. That's not what we want. I want to see what the name actually is. Purple Flame Incorporated. Cheers for the super chat. It's massively, massively appreciated. I will be continuing with Red Dead 2 content. There are a few videos left to do. There is one idea that I've been holding on to until either a sponsor or a rainy day or something, because I know it's more or less guaranteed to do numbers. But so you can expect that at some point, but I don't know when. Have you done any playthroughs of Skyman? What's Skyman? Is Fishy British? No, Fishy is Irish. I don't know what I am anymore. I just want to see more Fishy content. Bailey Foynes. It's Bailey Foynes himself. If ever, I'm gonna make Bailey an moderator, not as an obligation thing, Bailey. Don't worry. Simply so that everyone knows that they can subscribe to Bailey Points, the mastermind behind that Bally's documentary about GTA 4. It was lovely. Angus is having words. Ireland is British. Please never say that in Ireland. Good luck. Thank you, Mr. Fishy. My pleasure, Bailey. My pleasure, Bailey. Indeed. Daily Skyrim content. I could never do anything daily. Like, we can kill that idea straight away. Were I to do anything daily, I think I'd probably have to sacrifice my firstborn child and a goat. And at that point, it's just not worth it. How's the Doge? Talkative, apparently. Yeah, he's doing fine. He's doing fine. I'm going to have to showcase this picture again. Here he is, vibing away, having a great time. Staring us down, thinking, I'm confused. Isn't this what we like? Yeah, Ireland is British, probably has the same effect as saying Scotland is English. Yeah. It doesn't go well. It doesn't go over well at all. Would you be interested in streaming random Skyrim challenges? I don't know. What challenges are we talking? Vogue catalogue model material. That dog is Vogue. Yeah, he is up there. My dog is a pit bull, and no, she isn't named Destroyer. No, because then she'd be too cuddly. Like saying Florida is Spanish or not. It's like saying Florida is full of smart people. It's not known for going down well. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Bobby. I took the piss a bit too far there, my friend. I could do the letters from a friend. That's a nice little meta mystery that I could do. I've got a list. Look, I've got a list. Oh shit, you can't see that. I've got a list of like things, and the ones that are ticked, though you can barely see them from over there, those are done. Those I've done, and there are all sorts on here. Not all of them are necessarily going to be video worthy in the end. It's just things to look up on, and I could look at the meta mysteries and stuff like that. Will you do Fallout videos down the line? Possibly. I tried to install Fallout London. It kept crashing after about an hour, and I'm thinking, what am I doing with my life? And then I started making Skyrim videos again. Just cracked on. But you know, there's lots of ideas in here. I'm just trying to think of one that would be decent to do. I don't think why do you sound English? It's a long story. It's something to do with being born in England. I'm just trying to think of which one would be a nice, fairly easygoing one to do, because I've got a couple days. Realistically, I'm only going to be able to just about get it done. Oblivion Mysteries video. I'd probably do. I mean, there are a few videos to do with Oblivion. Sorry, there are a few mysteries to do with Oblivion that I'd like to do videos on. I've not got round to that yet. I will do. I mean, I'm halfway through filming the whatever's going on with Half Moon Mill. Recording. I could continue with that. Wait, I'm smart sometimes. Wait, Florida was part of France. Thought we belonged to Cuba. Don't make me do homework, damn it. Do a video about the Stormcloaks, their lore and stuff. Purple Aki video when he's emerged from the swamp. The last thing I want to do is make myself known to Purple Aki. Oh God, can you imagine? Anyone who doesn't know who that is, Google him. Sibyl Stentor, the vampire in Elisif's court, could be an easy short one. You reckon? You reckon Sibyl Stentor? Have I got it? Have I got her on? Yeah, Sibyl Stentor. I'll add that one on there. I'll add that one onto the list. There it is. Yo, Fishy. Hello, Hassan. How you doing, mate? What's your favourite race in Skyrim? This is a tricky question. I always go Breton because I had no idea what the game was when it came out and just assumed it meant British. Yeah. I never thought like that. I think I chose a lizard at first because the lizards look cool. So, Argonians for cool factor. Thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows? Pass for me. I haven't really thought about Assassin's Creed Shadows, if I'm being entirely honest. Prefer the Nords. I always choose Nord. I like to play as the race of the nation that the game's set in. I think that's the intention a lot of the time. So, for instance, if I'm playing Morrowind, it's Dunmer. If I'm playing Oblivion, it's Imperial. If I'm playing Skyrim, it's Nord. I know that's a pretty dull way to do it, but I feel as if that's just the easiest way to do it. Bretons are from Brittany, France. Yeah. Britons are British and Bretons are from Brittany in France. That is true. The Breton name does come from somewhere. I chose the cat breed being a furry. Fair enough, mate. Whatever floats your boat. Sabile Stentor might be a good one. I might take that and run with it. I mean, I'm halfway through doing Half Moon Mill. To be fair, that one looks interesting to me because it's like, why are they just letting these vampires run a mill? You know, that baffles me. But hey, it's pretty cool. By the way, if you're here, be sure to bang a like on the stream. We're like 11 away from 100, and you know what happens at 100? I get my cock out. That's a joke. But if we get to 100 likes, I'll be very happy. I love Half Moon Mill. Half Moon Mill is so interesting. Yeah, it looks like I might have to do that because I mean I've done most of the recording for it. I've done like 2 different recording sessions going over it all, and yeah, I managed to fix the Dark Brotherhood quest line. Perhaps it's time to go back and get at 100. You put another straw in beer. No. 100 likes and you'll be on Aki's radar. Something tells me I'm not his type. I'm a very compact man. I'm not the most muscular in the world. Like the vampires, and they don't hide in some dark cave plotting domination. They just want to run a successful lumber business with disappearing some travellers every once in a while. Yeah, I think they're blending into society because it brings them people easier. Why did I Google Aki? Have you tried Starfield? I have. I've done a couple of videos on Starfield, actually. I've done like 5 on the mysteries in that. There was the Pale Lady. That was very interesting. There was the Colander. That's probably my favourite of the lot of those. That one did okay. There was Star Station RE939 or something, which is interesting enough. There was a couple others in the mix as well. Yeah, I enjoyed making Starfield videos, but there wasn't enough in the thick of the procedural generation to keep me interested. So I just sort of like trailed off. Had an itch in the small of my back, don't mind me. Starfield is so boring in my opinion. I'm really concerned for Tez 6. And Starfield, I found it enjoyable. I played through it, got to the end. At the end I thought, oh dear. I'll be honest. At the end I wasn't so chuffed, but in the meantime it was nice. I really like Bethesda games, but really couldn't get into Starfield. Might try again in the future. It's a bit of a hard sell, a new universe with Bethesda, I think. New Game Plus is the worst mistake you can make in systems in Starfield. Oh yeah, actually finishing the game immediately starts New Game Plus. That is a bad idea. Will we ever see another actual comments video? Maybe there's a one-off. But I quite like that I get nice comments these days. I don't like trawling through the comments for the nasty ones that I don't want to look at anymore, if that makes sense. It's not that it hurts my feelings to read them, it's that I look at them and I go, why am I doing this? Starfield was enjoyable, but stopped short of going into New Game Plus. I chose to stay for the first run through. I think Bethesda is too greedy. They make Fallout 4 locked half of it behind DLCs. They are bad. Maybe. I don't know. It's the worst opening to an RPG ever. Legitimately so terrible. It wasn't a great opening. It's also a classic Bethesda game. Everything has to be visitable, so therefore everything has to be small. The biggest city in colonized space is 3 houses big, sort of thing. You know, it's an exaggeration, but you get the point. We do a nice comments video. Who's clicking on nice comments? I wouldn't click on somebody receiving nice comments. It's just me boosting my ego. It doesn't strike me as good content. I don't want to boost my ego doing this. Any planned locations, topics for upcoming Decades videos? Chelsea, I'm so glad you asked. At the moment, I'm working through the Chester City walls. We went down there a couple of weeks ago, and I've been working through that. I don't know if it will be done before I go away, but I'm not gone away for long, so it doesn't really matter. It'll be some point this month. Doom lore, I think that's a bit above my head, to be fair. No comments on Xbox games. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, so I refuse to comment on Starfield. Fair enough. Also, God of War Ragnarok stream. I was there. Did I stream that? Can't remember. But yeah, that's a location for an upcoming Decades video that has been filmed. Do you think they made it a generation or two too early? Like they should have waited until the tech was there to build procedurally generated planets their entirety? No, I think procedural generation relies on a very fundamental pool of things occurring. I don't think it's made particularly uninteresting through the fact that they're using procedural generation, but rather the fact that procedural generation within itself is still flawed. So they use it, things just repeat themselves for ever and ever. It isn't interesting because there's no human element. It's a game that's very much so betrayed by its own concept. It doesn't matter what they do. If they make it so procedural generation can randomize it, it's not made with enough care and attention to be interesting. It's as simple as that. FOD of War Ragnarok stream. Does puberty make you grizzly? A joke about how the teen became a bear. Remember me now? I can't. I do apologise. It must have been a long time ago because I don't recall. I don't think Ragnarok was that long ago actually. No, I am a bit forgetful, it would seem. So you have my apologies. Too large for the content, exactly. It's a great idea when you have like 10 worlds or 20 worlds that have been handmade and you can sell this idea without having to commit to it, or you can commit to the idea without selling it, and that it's one of those where but cyberpunk somebody said cyberpunk in chat. Doug, is that pronounced Douglas? Yeah, no, Starfield was just, they were trying to do too much. They were trying to establish this concept of space exploration, but it's not. It's a game. You're not actually exploring space. It's a game with procedurally generated planets. It's not that interesting. Went through GTA 4 videos today and took me right back. The community myths and legends definitely inspired Rockstar to add the Easter eggs in 2 and GTA 5. Hopefully GTA 6 will have more of those. No Man's Sky allowing you to land on planets while Starfield's space exploration is a glorified loading screen really makes how underwhelming it is apparent. Yeah, it is just loading screen after loading screen after loading screen. It's a game that doesn't... It's a game that's designed in such a way that doesn't suit its concept. And that concept doesn't suit a game. It's a great concept, but it's flawed out its head because there's no technology that can keep up with it. And even if it could, the human element can't. The people making it can't keep up with realizing it. And procedural generation can only do so much. There are only so many possible things that can occur. Because in the end of the day, all of those individual things still have to be designed by people. So it just randomizes over and over again, but it's the same assortment of the same things, just in different order on different planets. It's not that interesting. That's the problem with procedural generation. It's not great. Where do you think GTA 7 will be set? North Yankton, I don't know. I hope North Yankton, that would be quite funny. Did you play Hitman 3? Did I? Is that the one with the massive tower in like Dubai and... Yeah. Is that Hitman 3 or is that Hitman 2? I was like, you could even accept the gameplay and flawed execution if the lore was really strong, but it's so boring and weak. Like, who cares about this world? So underwhelming. That's the thing with science fiction as well. I find it's hard to find myself caring about this spacefaring society world. I just don't know what it is about it. But I think you've got to really land on a couple points. You've got to give me that warm feeling. Starfield doesn't really. It's that warm feeling when you're in the midst of it. Like in Mass Effect. When you're on the Citadel, you think, Jesus Christ, this place looks like it goes on and on forever. You know, it's wonderful. And then you can go into the middle of nowhere, land on a planet, look at the horizon, this alien horizon, and think, fucking hell, I'm alone out here. Like, you need that duality. If you don't have that duality, it's doomed to fail. Too many times I land on the same planet and get the exact same building and the same loot, and it took me right out of it. Exactly. How hard is it to be a gaming YouTuber in 2024? Are you going to make a video about it? What about how hard it is to be a gaming YouTuber in 2024? I mean, if I started this year, it'd be a different story. I started years ago. It's no harder than it's ever been. My personal standards have just gone up. It's not difficult. It just is what it is. It's a thing to do. It's also not the only thing I do, thankfully. I also make content on history. I help a mate with his car channel. And on that channel, he reviews cars and stuff like that. So, yeah, if that's a channel to subscribe to, if ever you find yourself fancying, and if you find yourself enjoying motor vehicles, that is a channel to check out. Fizhy started in 2017, I think. It's probably about when I started to see success, but I actually started in 2013. When I was just posting shite. And then by 2015 I started going, you know what, I want to do better than this. And then over the years that followed, I started adding and adding and adding to my portfolio of content and my portfolio of skills. And then before long, here I am. On a car channel, do a Top Gear type thing. I mean, I'll send you a link to this channel that I've been helping a mate work on. It's nothing to do with me in front of the camera, but I do edit some of the videos and stuff like that, and you know, I help out with the filming and stuff, and I enjoy it. It's nice. Everyone go subscribe to Kai Keys, or I will be at the end of your bed and I'll take your sleep paralysis demon on a walk. We'll discuss life. GTA Birmingham is Mafia 3. A Grand Theft Auto set in the UK needs to be set in like Shrewsbury. I don't know. We need to show off the authentic experience. I just want a Skyrim Witcher open world RPG with Elden Ring combat and bosses. You had me until Elden Ring combat and bosses. That for me is probably not my thing, but I can see why you'd like it. You like a good challenge. You like tight gameplay mechanics that work. GTA Manchester. Manchester's tiny. I don't know. It's got a huge population, Greater Manchester, but the city itself is like a little sliver of it. GTA Liverpool. Try finding a car with wheels. Before we escape, we must shape the bricks into a perfect circle. Manchester's shite. I like Manchester. It's just tiny. GTA Brexit Unleashed. Isn't that just what's happening in the country at the moment? Jokes aside, that is a bit of a madness. Like, the news has been coming through for days and days of people just kicking off all over the country about stuff. And I'm just here going, oh, here we go again. GTA Glasgow, where the NPC fight back. And there will be somebody who hears me say, oh, here we go again, and immediately take offence to me saying, oh, here we go again. But trust me, after a bit, oh, here we go again is the only response you can provide. GTA Manchester with the Reform UK deals. Nigel Farage expansion. It's madness. My community is being blamed for a housing crisis. What the fuck do we have to do with housing issues? Exactly. What the fuck is going on out there? Has everyone just decided, oh, we'll smash up the country? That'll do it. That'll fix it. That'll learn them. Doesn't do anything. You've smashed up your own town centre. Congratulations. It's all well and good putting a British flag on a roundabout and that, but yeah, looting a Specsavers, you haven't done anything. The shoe zone will pay for its seats. Back to school, more like. I can't do it. I can't even think about it. What's this stream for? Just chilling. Just having a chill chat with everyone. You know, it doesn't have to be for anything in particular. There's no game. I don't know what game it said it is because gaming, if you just list it as gaming, you don't categorize it as anything else. Sometimes it assumes you're playing a game when you're not. Just imagine you're watching the news and thinking, I just want to investigate watching the news thinking, I just want to investigate a fictional woman's death. I don't really think, oh, I want to investigate this. I just go, oh, it's a cool mystery in a game. Whenever I hear the chime for BBC breaking news, my reaction is, oh god, what now? Yeah, whenever I see BBC breaking news, I go, here we go again. This can't be good. Leave Shoe Zone alone. They sell high quality Shoe Zone. Yeah, it's like I do not know what what is being accomplished right now, but there we go. Hey, 100 likes reached. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you everyone for that. Do you watch cricket? India won the World Cup this year. We did beat England in the semis. I'd imagine you did. I didn't watch. No, my sleep appears to be occurring just fine on its own without cricket. Thank you very much. You got GTA 5. It's based around that theme. Theme of what? Actually, here we go again. Salvation Army is next on their hit list. Indeed. The stream is for fun, exactly. That fictional woman comment was referencing a recent Skyrim video. You seem confused. Oh, the recent Skyrim video. Yeah, I suppose it's a fiction that's investigating the death of a fictional woman, but it's a game. So the game kind of encourages you to do that in a way. That's kind of why. But yeah, I see what you mean. I don't watch the news and go, you know what I want to do today? I go, you know what would be a good video about, a good topic? That. And that's what I like about lore content, is it doesn't feel like you're investigating a fictional death or anything fictional. You're investigating how the game portrays the information and what that's supposed to make you think. It's a bit different to bog standard video essays, I suppose, but it is what I've chosen to do of late. So it is fine. Do you think there's a true crime newsletter in Skyrim because they haven't invented podcasts yet? Possibly. Jack the Zipper. Oh no. It was an image for the guy running out of Greggs with a handful of steak bakes and sausage rolls that got me. Now that he's taken our country back. Exactly. What would you say is your favourite Assassin's Creed game? I can't remember at this point. There has to be a newsletter of some kind in Skyrim. Shall we create one? Dragon seen everywhere. Dragonborn has shouted in obscure location again. He needs to stop. He's making everyone nervous. I know an English on War of Rights who sound like you. What does that mean? What's an enflish? I was thinking, you have the strange Venetian blinds I've ever seen. What, those? That's acoustic foam. I've been chewing on it. No, it's just wool. Yeah. It is what it is. They're not blinds. They're just mangled acoustic foam that I've had for years. Thanes for the Nords. Live on the Skyrim News, Dragonborn put straw in a beer. I suppose that shows where my mind was going. Jesus, autistic foam? No, it's fine. It's just cracking on. Oi, do you have a shouting license? Yeah, you insured to shout, are you? Have you done your shout? Have you done your shout tax this year? I don't know. I don't want to know why your teeth marks might be on those. Love is love. I haven't actually chomped them. I just sort of like pick at them like that. You know, it's sort of thing. Sorry, that was my nana. My nana comes on my account at night. That's nice. I wonder when is the UK going to return stuff taken away from their colonies. I haven't a clue. I'd imagine not. But that is the UK for you. it's also a complex thing. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't really come up in conversation very much in the UK. What if the Greybeards killed Raider and Narfi? I never noticed your Oblivion tattoo. That is Oblivion, right? Yeah, it is. We'll use our herbs and spices where we want. Yeah, if I may ask, what's your opinion on the Life is Strange games? Have you ever played them? I haven't played them. I don't think. British stole nothing. We rescued it. I'm sure we've borrowed a few things over the years, with no intent to return. But nah, that is what it is. It's all in like museums and stuff, way above my head. Quite certain in the Royal Albert Memorial Museum in Exeter, there's an ancient Egyptian mummy, like full on. Imagine dying in ancient Egypt only for your body to be commandeered by the British. But here we are. I keep hoping for an open world version of old Discworld game. There was a Discworld game? Ooh, interesting. Just make flavorful food. I don't mind you guys using our herbs and spices. Your food still tastes bland. Just make flavorful food. You'll find flavorful food soon. On your chin. No, we have some nice food when we want to. It's just usually not from here. It is here though. Hello mate, just popping in. Philby Gaming. It's good to see you, mate. What's your high level overview of Red Dead Redemption 3? What does that mean? Only for your body to be commandeered. It's true though. It's peak. It is a peak sort of situation. You go, oh, that is peak. His body has been borrowed by the British with no intent to return it. Hello, Wolfpack. Hello. Our food is beers and pies. I like a good pie actually. If you're ever at a football match in the UK and you have a pie, get a cheese and onion pie, even if it says vegan. Like, I'm no vegan, but that vegan cheese and onion pie is like fucking heroin. The first one's amazing, the second one isn't. And then you're always chasing that high. How many AC YouTubers do you know personally? Depends on whether or not they're comfortable with the labeling Assassin's Creed YouTuber, but YouTubers who have covered Assassin's Creed that I know personally, I suppose it also depends on how you define knowing someone personally. Obviously, James, Tyler, George, know them. They're not Assassin's Creed YouTubers anymore, really. Tyler's not even a YouTuber anymore. But that's Dynamite, Lasers, Long-Eared Fox. I know them. I'm quite familiar with the hidden one. That's a Assassin's Creed channel. I'm quite familiar with Assassin's Creed Landmarks. I don't think he's got a huge YouTube following, but he's got a big Twitter. I know a few people who cover Assassin's Creed, but I don't really... You see, I'm not the most social of people, so I don't tend to interact much beyond those I already know. How do you know there is a Premier League table for the best football team pies? You do know there is a Premier League table for the best football team pies. Is there? Let's have a look. Best... Look. Yeah, Manchester City is up there, to be fair, by the looks of it. Their pies are cooked by, like, prisoners or something. I don't know. So I wouldn't be surprised. These days, Wigan is the land of the best pies. Also, I'm told. I'm not sure about Wigan. I'm not sure Wigan's particularly good land. Much less much else. Chelsea pies suck. Tottenham should have good pies. I don't know about that. But they're gourmet restaurant. Leo K? I've never actually spoken with Leo K, but I have heard of him. Best football team pies. Sounds like pies made from the players. It's made from their skin and their flesh. Could you review AC Shadows when it comes out? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I've got other things going on. I don't know if I need Assassin's Creed on top. I know it's a thing I used to do a lot of. It's not something I did with Mirage. The other thing I know about Wigan is that Hackatee Dog is from there. That's all you need to know. If that's what passes for a dog in Wigan, you still got Mirage to do at some point. It would seem I have. I'm sure I'll get around to Shadows just like I'm sure I'll get round to Mirage, but I'm in no rush. I've removed myself from this vitriol of not liking an Assassin's Creed game when it launches. You can only do that so many times before you have to start going fed up. I have an odd theory that Star Wars Outlaws will have hidden blade lightsabers in it. The Verve are from Wigan. What is the Verve? I'm going to go now. It's 11:45 here. Well, take care of yourself. Have a good night. It is 11:45 here. Honestly, AC is kind of overrated. I don't really think about things in terms of how well under or overrated they are. I just go, it's a thing that exists. I either like it or I don't. In my opinion, Mirage was a disappointment. Ubisoft baited us and didn't keep their promise. Yeah, I'm under no illusions that that's exactly what it is. I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Origins. It's ruined for me. I haven't played since Valhalla. Was that light on your face? I thought it was sunlight. It can't be. I've played older Assassin's Creed games. What's that light on my face? It's a light. Thought it was sunlight, but it can't be. This is it's a ring light. I'll probably turn it down, actually. There we go. And now it looks shit. And that's why I don't turn it down. Because it ruins the view. We were a music band from the 90s, weren't they? Air conditioning is not overrated. Who needs air conditioning when you have the equipment? It's getting a bit dusty. It's only been down there a week. Oh shit. It also vibrates the ground aggressively, which isn't good. I mean, I heard you could hear the fan downstairs, which is like buzzing the house off. It low-key looks like you're live streaming from a Paraguayan prison. No, I'm nowhere near Paraguay. Although, it might be a prison. What's the best song you've ever heard? Let me have a look. I'm trying to remember what the best song I've ever heard is. What's it called? I don't know. Bloopin', according to my Spotify playlist. Bloopin', whatever that is. Why do you have a fan under the table? Because it's pointed directly up. So when I'm leaning forward like this, I get a nice blast of it. I also have nowhere to put it. How's the riots protests in your area? Been crazy up my way, literally on the end of my street. Yeah, nothing here. It is completely dead here. There is none of that. At least not yet. I'm sure it'll be fine, but yeah. Yeah, the end of your street though, Jesus. So let me guess, it's a lock the doors and stay in sort of scenario. The moment there's good weather as well. We get good weather and everyone goes, you know what I'd like to do with my summer? I'd like to fucking kick off. Just go into a beer garden with your mates. Have a pint. Neck the pint. Have another pint. Neck the pint. Lob the glass at the nearest... Oh, we've just started another one, haven't we? Had a few here. Poundland was robbed. Why are they robbing Poundland? Yeah, these riots make no sense to me. It doesn't logically compute. It doesn't resolve any problems we have as a country. It's just throwing things at people for no reason. You say beer garden and I picture a beer bottle garden. A beer garden's a garden full of nice benches and things that you sit in with a beer and drink it. And usually next to pubs. Poundland was robbed and it's about to shut down. Oh, damn. You in England? Yes. They burned a library down near me for whatever reason. They've solved it. They've solved the immigrant problem by burning down a library. Well done, guys. terrific job. Stuff like that, you see, that's what I don't get. It's just it becomes so mindless so quickly. That's why it's not effective. A beer garden is where the beer grows. Indeed. Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one at the moment. But hey, on Monday, I'm gonna be jumping on a plane, departing for a couple days. I mean, British did travel around, settle around the world. Why wouldn't you guys allow others to live in the UK though? It's not a moral story I can necessarily get into as a serious debate here. Nor am I interested. I think people need to fucking behave themselves. But we're not the only ones that travelled and settled around the world. In fairness. We're the most remembered for it, I think, but there are a few others who did some things. There are other empires that made the British Empire look like a fairy tale land. It was never that, but you know what I mean. Been tending to a field of spring barley, which makes beer technically a beer garden. Yeah, it's a field of barley. Mongolian Empire. No, well, it's 50-50. At a riot here in Hull, they committed sacrilege. They raided Greggs. Britain's greatest export is Independence Days. It's funny because it's true. That is the only export we can really boast. Nobody wants our food because it's beans on toast. And I don't blame you if you don't like that, because I don't like that. That is a horrible scran. If you eat beans on toast, wrongin'. Genuinely. It's just not nice. People have been migrating for centuries. I don't see the issue here. Exactly. It's just a scapegoat for whatever other problems are occurring, and that's how people see it. So it's a bit rotten. Wherever you're headed, didn't want to ask in case it was private. Can we look forward to a decades video? No. I mean, maybe I'd sneak enough time to do that, but I'm heading to Berlin, and it's for my dad's getting married next month, so you know, we're going for a few drinks. Going to meet over in Berlin, have a few bevies, enjoy ourselves. We'll promise not to start any riots, which is probably the major concern coming from the UK at the moment. And that's kind of it. Have a few bevs, enjoy. Don't know if there's going to be a decades video, but I will bring my camera. Can't stand beans on toast. Like, I don't understand why Americans want an upset with a rage when they found out it was a thing. What thing? I haven't for years. What's a thing? Oh, beans had little sausages in them. Nah. Beans on toast. It's just a horrid scran. You know, I look at it and go, what a miserable scran. If you told me dinner tonight was beans on toast, I'd probably be physically sick. It is a miserable food to have. Don't get me wrong, if you want something quick and easy, and you don't mind shitting yourself, it's excellent. Just record and narrate your dad's wedding like a historical event in the decades video. I'm so tempted to wait for it to go quiet at the actual wedding and then ask who's carrying the coffin. Just to see what happens. I'm curious about fish and chips though. I'm intrigued by the sauce. What? Chip shop curry sauce? Ugh. Now what you want to get on a chippy is English mustard. I know I'm a weirdo for that, but it works. Who's carrying the coffee? Who's carrying the coffin? Actual heresy. It's mayonnaise on chips. That's a very continental thing. I do like English mustard on. on a nice haddock. It also depends on which chipper you go to and what they have to hand. Who's carrying the coughing? I don't want to explain my joke 6 times to you. I've had fish and chips, but they were clam strips and it was tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is pretty good. Garlic mayo. Garlic mayo is god tier. But if you're at a takeaway in the UK, never buy the very hot chili sauce, and never buy the special sauce either. We don't know what that is. Nobody does. And the very hot chili sauce is just incredibly low quality and will make you shit yourself. It's spicy enough, but it will make you shit yourself. Garlic mayo. It has to be done the right way. If it's bad garlic mayo, it's wank. But if it's good garlic mayo, which is more likely in fairness, it's glorious. Never buy Taco Bell. I made this mistake. I've never had a Taco Bell before. I don't think I ever will. There's a chippy near me that does a taco chip. OMG heaven. Just a shame they're not on the apps. Well, you just go over, don't you? You just mooch over. You have a little bit of a stroll and you go, give me a taco, and that's it. Off you go. You don't even pay. You just whip out a firearm or something. Oh, this is a very creaky chair now. Might need some WD-40. Might need some lubrication, my friend. What is the best fried chicken place in the UK? Oh God, there's not KFC because KFC's gone seriously off a cliff. But I couldn't tell you where the best. I mean, Popeyes are showing up more often than not. They're okay, bit costly, but Nando's is pretty shit. I mean, unless it's chicken livers, which is okay, but for the most part, I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of Nando's. Sorry, it's probably like one-off places. Like, there's a place near me that does an incredible fried chicken. It is so flavoursome. It is so it's addictively nice. But nobody else does it like that around here. Oh yeah, Popeyes is a good alternative to KFC. Yeah, Maryland chicken used to be the best in Florida. Don't know if they still exist. Maybe. Speaking of KFC, I once saw a rat being chased out of the kitchen by a worker. That is amazing. I wish there was a Taco Bell in Northern Ireland. I know I'd love that. So is Edward Longshanks here from Northern Ireland then? That's a revelation. Popeyes is more expensive than KFC where I live. It's the same case everywhere. And apparently in Manchester, the one there is apparently not very good. But there was one in Exeter, and I had it there, and I thought to myself, this is nice. I like this. I can have this. I enjoyed that. KFC, Kentucky Fried Crap. It is when they forget the chicken. It's like you order chicken, and you have it ordered to delivery. There's a place near me. The KFC near me. I once ordered it, and every bit of chicken that was supposed to be a part of that order was missing. It was chips. Admittedly, they'd improved those, but fucking hell. Crew only has a KFC, Subway, and a McDonald's. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. I like a good Subway. I love a good Subway even, or at least I did. But what you want is one-off places, not chains. That's where you get the best scram. One-off dodgy places. Doesn't even have to be chicken, it could be pigeon in there. But it's still better than KFC. Dixie Chicken seems to have done well by me. There's a Dixie Chicken not far from me as well. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's just a dodgy takeaway. But there's an amazing dodgy takeaway in town. That's my go-to place. Place by me does the red salt on their chips. Best invention ever. Red salt is a godsend. Get a chili mayo with that, and a garlic mayo, and a piss mayo, and you're good to go. Subway is the kind of place you grab something from on the way home. I can't imagine why someone goes out of the way to go there. Absolutely not. You never go out of your way to a Subway. It just doesn't make any sense. Pigeon is pretty nice, to be fair. Look. I promise you it's not. How about a dish called goat biryani, which is marinated goat meat and rice cooked together? That sounds sublime. There was a sandwich shop in town that did amazing sandwich options, but it shut down in 2021. That's a shame. I like a good place that does sandwiches and that. I like a good scoff. I am a scoffer in chief. I like a hearty scran. There's a takeaway near me that is always crackheads, and it smells nice. Ever heard of cannibal sandwich? No. Cannibalized onions? Food. Agreed. Too much bread. Best thing at Subway is the meatball sub. Hard to mess that up. And believe me, they'll fucking manage. Will Assassin's Creed get any better? Not unless people magically stop buying it. I know how we went from riots to takeaways in a matter of minutes. This is what everyone should be doing right now. Thinking about fish and chips, chicken burgers, pizza, doner kebabs. We haven't spoke about those. That will make you shit your back out at pace. A chinwag, aye? This is indeed a chinwag. We're talking about... anyone just joining to me talking about how kebabs make you shit yourself. I'm so sorry. But they do. Nice beard. Thank you, silly. Yeah, I complained about an empty bucket one year and the duty manager just ran into the back going, I'm not paid to handle this. You're the duty manager. You bloody well are. Yeah, I suppose that's fair enough. Yeah, oh man, it's a bit of a pain. Yeah, I just avoid KFC these days. The kebabs are the best food when drunk. Or when watching Top Gear. Those are the rules. You have to be either watching Top Gear or drunk. That's the only time you can have a kebab. You look forward to Exodus? I don't know much about that. Nothing ruins your evening like realising they use stale potatoes to make the chips. Yeah, that would ruin it. Doner kebab after 10 days of MREs. What's an MRE? Was an experienced 19-year-old me suffered through. Not what I consider an English accent, not thick enough. Well, what do you mean not thick enough? Speaking of drink, I've just realised I don't have a beer. Back in a sec. Good point. MREs are what soldiers it. Oh, yes. Gotcha. On the go meals. Yeah, I understand. I'm with you now. Even better, watching Top Gear drunk with a kebab. Exactly. That's a good way to go about it. Meal ready to eat. Now I know what it means. Thank you, guys. Chin chin. We consider the topics of the gods in the Elder Scrolls. I'll try, but I don't know what there is to discuss with them in the confines of what interests me. I mean, I'm sure there'll come a point where I start riding. You know, if it gets enough traction, where I'll start rinsing the content hard. But I'm in no hurry to get there, and I'd like to develop a better understanding of them before I consider doing the video. And now we're all getting drunk. We're not getting drunk because I'm on my second bottle of the night. Were I to get drunk off of that, I would be very concerned. And TV in the 2000s in general was peak TV, to be honest. Top Gear in the 2000s was peak TV. It was. Hot take, Oblivion is better than Skyrim. There are not enough KFCs in Germany, which is a crime because I have to drive really far to the next big town to get some KFC. It's a sign from the gods that you should find somewhere nicer, Paul. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Your accent to me sounds like you're from somewhere over there, but not from England. I don't know, I'm Floridian. My own county gives me the side eye. What? My own country gives me the side eye. Sorry, it's behind the heart thing. I am from England, but there are a lot of accents over here. And there's a lot of variety. Me, I'm from the southwest originally. I live in the northwest. There's a bit of a mixture. And though I try to default to receive pronunciation, there's a bit of West Country in there every now and then. There's a bit of Northern in there every now and then, so it does get confusing. But it's very much so an English accent of some description. It's just not what you might be familiar with on telly. Because in the end of the day, England's real. Which is a shame to us as well. We never knew it would never get better than that BBC One ident of David Tennant riding on a TARDIS being pulled by a reindeer. I assume you are not near London. In the grand scheme of the universe, yes. In the grand scheme of England, no. Favourite Red Dead story mission? I can't believe I responded to that question as if I knew an answer. What's the difference between British English, the UK, and Scottish? Sorry? Do you mean like, do we speak different languages? Not exactly. There are different languages, but English is English. It's kind of like how there's a southern accent and a Midwest southern accent. No, if open a map of the UK. Now point at a town on that map. Now there is an accent for that place, specifically for that place. Well, the Scots don't really like the English for some reason. Well, in their defence, we kind of still in their country somewhere. The UK, Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland. England and Scotland are different ethnicities, cultures, nations. They are both part of the United Kingdom, and the landmass combined called Great Britain. Exactly. You've got Scootland, which is it's a nice place. It's very glorious. I'm Scottish and I don't have a problem. But we wouldn't blame you if you did. That's the point we're trying to make. British Isles is the UK and Ireland. The UK is England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Isles, and England is just England. Can you do American or any other accent? I'm not an actor. That's what you're asking. So I can't really throw on an accent. I mean, if I warmed up into it, I'm sure I could do it. Because I can twist my accent to be more northern if I'm around interacting with northerners all day, because it just makes it easier, and I understand them perfectly, by the way. Glorious. And if I go further south, the southwest comes out a bit more, and that's just how it is. But I've never been to the United States. I've never needed to pick up that dialect. There's a different frame of sentence. The accent isn't the hard bit, it's the framing of the sentence that's difficult. Would you ever play any of the Yakuza games? I don't know. Lived in London for 15 years and then moved 5 years ago. That's pretty cool. He's back, but not from the woods. I've descended from the heavens. My accent is like that fella with the sea mine in Hot Fuzz. Yeah, sea mine. Yes. I understand. I understand what you mean. Hot Fuzz is a fantastic movie. Londoners consider anything with the M25 to be England. The rest of us don't really exist. Exactly. What's your favourite of the Cornetto trilogy? It's going to have to be Hot Fuzz. Because, I mean, I'm not big on Shaun of the Dead. What's the other one? Was it like the World's End or something? And it's just a boozer? And it was like another end of the world story involving a boozer? When I think of the English and Australian accents, I always think of the word mate. Just make sure if you ever visit either of those countries, you aren't chuckling to yourself every time somebody says it, because you will never have a straight face on. And depending on where you are, you will absolutely get battered. It's quite funny. After a while, you just realise people say it. It's a thing people do say, and it's not that funny when you're in context. Roger that, Matt. Roger that, Matt. Presume you meant mate. Fair enough. Roger that, mate. Why would you be using radio lingo with a like radio etiquette with mate? England and Australia say the C word a lot. By comparison to America, maybe. Sorry, the World's End. At World's End is Pirates of the Caribbean, lol. Why did you rob a Greg's last week, pal? Weren't me. I was robbing the greenhouses. It's past midnight here, but I'm in the mood for a grilled cheese sandwich. Make video about Red Dead Iceberg. Look, there's no denying that video would be an easy, however many views. But I don't make it because probably somebody else has already made it word for word. I don't really do iceberg videos or follow trends because it's not going to make you stand out. I just like doing things the way I like to do them. Burping again. Same with Liverpool. We finish or start most sentences with lad. Lad. Yeah. No, I can picture that. I can picture everything beginning or ending with lad or both. I love the look on an American's face when they find out what fanny means over here. Yeah, it's a sobering reality. I still play RuneScape. Be unique. That is true. Lad sounds Scottish though. Think about the Scouse accent and go again. Yeah, it is. That is a very Scouse thing. Nail the accent. It's nasally, and you sort of roll your L's a bit, and that's the difficult bit. Horrible attempt at a Scouse accent. That is pretty bad. I mean, I have to get rolling, and I'm not very good at the Scouse accent. All I know is it's nasal, and you roll your L's for some reason. But hey, I don't mind the Scouse accent, if I'm being honest. It's not the worst accent I've heard. I mean, I don't mind the Brummie accent either. It's a bit rough around the edges, but it's agreeable. What's the worst accent in the UK? Do English and Australians get along well, though? I mean, the average English person and the average Australian probably doesn't have an English friend, but we get along the same as anyone else does. Fine. I mean, the Geordie accent's pretty rough, or any given variant of it. I'm sure there are about several. I'm also not a fan of how people sound when they're from like Essex. It just hurts. Stop. I get accused of Brummie by Londoners. Yam yam is a separate thing. Indeed. Scouse accent, yeah, Liverpool accent, basically. Yeah, the Essex accent is bad. It's pretty rough. It's not one that you hear very often outside of Essex, because nobody with that accent is smart enough to leave Essex. So I don't know if it counts on... I can't tell if most various northerners are part. I just hear the accents and think William the Conqueror didn't go far enough. There's certainly a difference between northwest and northeast in the UK. Not in the UK, in England, sorry. People from Yorkshire, that they sound like they haven't done as much heroin, which you think is a positive, but it's probably actually a negative. And people from Lancashire sound like they've... Sometimes, it depends on where you are. Sometimes they sound quite poshly northern. And other times, they sound like they're on heroin. No one with the accent is smart enough to leave. Yeah, that was a bit mean. I do apologise. Northeast have way different accents. And the further north you go as well, because on the eastern side, it's further north, isn't it? It's just too much to vary. All I know is England and Australia fights over something called the Ashes. Really entertaining stuff. That's where my nan got to. My wife has a strong Oldham accent, and I always take the piss out of her when she says cake, and I have to run very fast. I'm coming for you. Where do you draw the north-south divide in England? Like, I draw a circle around London and leave it at that. There's no... The north-south divide isn't so much that. It's a London rest of the country divide. The M25 usually. Depends. I mean, did I miss Fishy's accent while grabbing a brew? Scouse accent. Yeah, it doesn't sound as good as yours, Bailey, but then again, yours is your actual accent. Anyway, Bailey, where's Phil? There he is. There he is. Meet Phil. He's a lovely man. Why haven't I modded Phil? This is not an obligation thing. This is a I'm giving you the moderator role so people know to subscribe to Philby Gaming, or I will show up at the foot of their bed with a rifle. It's a Lancashire YouTuber who makes shooting gun videos. Many of his comments accuse him of handling weapons when drunk from Yanks who don't understand the accents. It's not even that bad. Whereabouts in Lancashire? Like whereabouts in Lancashire is this guy from? For his accent to be so rough. We met recently, me and Bailey, through cyber. Yeah, that makes sense. We're well acquainted. Even if not, thought I'd let you know. It's just because he doesn't have a bed of his own. I want to know who this lank is with weaponry. It sounds like a resident of Leyland, perhaps. Goes chilling by the tank. I mean, Yanks handling guns drunk sounds like last weekend. It's what we enjoy. Handling a nice firearm while drunk. Hot take, the US bailed the UK in both world wars. It's technically incorrect. The US got involved in both world wars because somebody involved them, not because they were bailing anyone out. And the US are not the massive world war saviours they're made out to be in an American history class. It's just not the case. They were monumentally helpful. There is no denying that. But no more helpful than the Soviet Union. You think 100 years from now we all talk in the same accent because everyone's getting connected through the internet and stuff? There is actually stuff about that. There is like an internet dialect that's emerging already. So to answer your question, no. When are you going to hit the gym? I don't know. I've been sort of like focusing on making videos of late. I forgot about the gym for a bit. I need to get back because I've lost like all of it. Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough? Possibly. Who knows? And where did the USSR get their supplies? They ate them. I haven't a fucking clue. Probably partially the US, I presume you're trying to make. But also it was more the presence of an antagonist to, well, the Nazis or Germans that helped. It's so funny that in Britain hate each other so much you can walk 100 kilometres and find someone with a completely different accent. No one in the Soviet Union ate anything. US factories and British ships. Very interesting. So what you're saying is it was a joint effort. I learn new dialects every day from my kids. Can't keep up. Yeah, it's a bit mad. But yeah, it's more like 10 kilometres, if we're putting it in that, to hear a variation in the accent here, rather than 100. You can walk 100 kilometres over here and find a new accent too. Yeah, in the UK it's more like the next village, the next town, different accent. It's not so much. Spot time of US soldiers always keen to tell us how they won the war. And they helped. There's no denying that. They didn't win the fucking war, but they fucking helped. Walk 1 kilometre and find a new accent. It's just I just don't like this confusion between being helpful and outright winning it. It's a different thing. It's just one's true and one's just not. There's no denying who had the final say in the war. They dropped a big ass bomb on. Well, they dropped two actually. That was nice of them. But they didn't fly over as saviours of Europe. Just bloody good allies. I'd like to say we won the war because of the bombs. And, I mean, big bombs, to be fair. Very impressive. Scary. World War II, Britain did well enough to hold on to Germany, did something stupid. I suppose. I mean, I wasn't alive back then. All I know is there's no winners in war. There's no bailing out in it either. It's, you know, you're either in the shit or you're not. America dropped 2 bombs, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That is true. Mighty Bolivians that won World War II. War never changes, does it? Someone who's been to war, so true. It's just you're either in the shit or you're not. Is that what you're referring to? Because I can't imagine it being any other way. I mean, the mere act of helping can itself be the saving act. I suppose there's a bit of that. Interesting fact for those who might enjoy. France and England are only 21 miles apart, if I remember right, and have 2 completely different languages, closest to Liverpool and Manchester. They probably also swapped languages at some point. But yeah, you can see France from Dover. Why does this look like the movie The Lighthouse? I'm not familiar. Call of Duty World at War is still gold. I don't think I've played World at War, have I? Oh no. Call of Duty is not my favourite thing in the world. Can you talk like Captain Price? I defer to my previous statement. Call of Duty is not my favourite thing in the world. On a clear day you can see France. Yeah, you can. It's pretty nice. bend over. Indeed. It's a vibe. Wasn't the main language in England French for hundreds of years? Well, it was the language of the royal court. That's the language of the royal court was French for about 400 years, but that's not the language of the country. You see, after 1066, the Norman invasion, believe it or not, they didn't bother to learn the local language. They just spoke their own for centuries. French was the language of the toffs. That's why we have different words for animals and their meats. Makes sense. The main language was Latin. No. It would have been... It wouldn't have been quite English either. I'm no language expert, so I'm not too sure, but I'd imagine it would have been some proto-English, probably along the lines of, I don't know what word would fit it. I'm sure there's a word for it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Like an Anglo-Saxon language, perhaps, at first, and then it would have developed. More French would have found its way in. Naturally, among other things, it would have developed further into English. Latin was the language of the church and official documents, but people conversed in French. Indeed. Old English. Old English, that's it. It's like English, but for old world. How did I forget Old English? And one day, there will be a new English. Old Middle English is incomprehensible. Until you hear somebody pronounce it out loud, and then it makes sense. It is not mutually intelligible with today's English by some way, but it exists. Most of ours come from Vikings and other people who came here during the English is influenced by the Vikings and stuff. It's influenced by like the Danes and the Norsemen as well. There's a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of inspiration in other languages for English. English is very much so a clusterfuck of different tongues. That is what it is. It's New English is just internet lingo. New English, like internet lingo, sometimes it just absolutely bothers me to read. I have to switch off the moment I start seeing it. Like brain rot stuff. It just uses a lot of this lingo of bollocks. Over 200 words came from Shakespeare, and I promise you they're mad. Shakespeare came up with a lot of mad words, didn't he? Like, can't think of any. Talking of a language, let's just avoid Welsh. It's just a string of consonants. Isn't Welsh decent? No, Welsh is interesting. But you got to remember, it's not a string of consonants. Really, they just have different letters that qualify as vowels. So when you think of it about it that way, it changes how the sentence sort of goes. Watched a Belter video the other day on the advancement of the English language from centuries ago until today. I'll text you it. Yeah, I think I have a feeling I've seen it. If that makes sense. I have a feeling I have seen it. I've created new English words. Nobody uses them, but they're there. As have I. My favourite one is Thomas Foolery. Oh shit, stream's still going on. Not for much longer, but I'm here. Cut my nails or bowl of cereal first? Cereal, of course. Cereal. Welsh folk watch a Listerine advert and wonder why their actors are insulting them. Welsh is a form of Gaelic, the language of the Celts. Welsh is a nice language to be fair, you go to Wales as an English person, you walk into a locals pub, right? Everyone just starts speaking Welsh suddenly. They know. they know who you are. They want you gone. Is that beer? It's a bevy. It's a alcoholic beverage for drinking in moderation. I'm going to piss myself. Some people say language influences intelligence. Could there be a logical argument in that? I don't know. Unless you can measure intelligence by entering somebody's consciousness, it's a tricky one. Gaelic's a dying language in Scotland, and it's pronounced like garlic. Garlic? Garlic. Is that how you pronounce it? That's pretty cool. It's butterbeer. Fizhy is at Hogwarts. I'm quite certain it's not butterbeer. I'm quite certain this is not butterbeer. Drinking in moderation, yeah, one swallow at a time. Hey man, stop by to say I've seen the Skyrim vids, blown away by your storytelling sometime. Dark Lord Dash, are you who I think you are? Oh wow. No, I really appreciate that, man. I've just got to prove myself, I guess. It's taken a while. I've wanted to do some lore content to do with Skyrim for a while. Don't know much about it. And then I thought, the only way I'm going to learn is if I bother. So I bothered. I come from Bailey Point's Discord. Hello, Luke. How you doing, mate? I drink a lot, and I mean a lot of tea, at least 4 or 5 cups a day. Mate, honestly, usually I have the odd brew here and there. Happy days. But no, I do appreciate the support, Mr. Dark Lord Dash, and of course anyone else who's seen the Skyrim content. I have certainly grappled with it for a while, maybe left it a bit too late, but I'm doing my best. I don't know why coffee is so big. Tea is amazing, because it's a different thing. I'm a Stella fan myself. Leave. Fuck. Luke, you've just arrived. Don't tell me these things. I'll be very upset. You can't tell me you're like Stella. Come on, man. Have some standards. Don't do that to yourself. And then Stella wife beater juice. Yes. It's wife beater beer. That's why we don't like it. It is known as wife beater. So I do just want to say thank you for your content over the years. You're the man. Cheers, Scott Byrne. Much appreciated. I prefer ales and stouts, not so much lager. I do like a good ale. I'm a big fan of ale. And the occasional stout. And I'm not just talking like Guinness. I'll try a stout. I usually find myself, more often than not too keen. But I like... Have you got no hair by any chance? You tell me. I do like... I do like a good ale. Also, ale's usually quite cheap in a pub. Especially in the north of England. Walk in, you want an ale. £3. Fucking hell. It ain't ideal, but in this day and age, it's a bargain. Do you like lager? Depends. What kind? I get drunk on a half pint of beer. I don't have the drinking power of my fellow Irish ancestors. Fair enough. Is there a race you prefer to play most in Skyrim? I know, I get... It's like I said, I prefer to play the race of the nation the game is set in a lot of the time. So it would be Dunmer for Morrowind, Nord for Skyrim, and for Oblivion Imperial. It's just how I think. I think, oh, those... You know, it's very specific to this place. You need someone connected to it or something. Although I can understand why you'd go the opposite way and have it maybe even perhaps make more sense. Love stout though, yeah. I'd like to try Moretti today. I tried Aldi Italian lager, so my standards are that and Stella. Aldi Italian lager? What? What? Where do you think the Elder Scrolls 7 will be set? In your dreams? Most important question. I'm not seeing anyone ask yet. How and where is Angus? I can show you a picture. Here he is. Here's the mighty goose. Oh shit, there we go. Here we are. There he is. Look at him. Isn't he lovely? What do I want to see in future test games is more on the Dwemer. I suppose that depends on where it gets set, doesn't it? As to how much Dwemming we get to... It's Dwemming time. How old is Angus? Less than a year. He's... Good question. I want to say 10 months. Nearly 10 months. That's how old he is. I was about Angus. Such a pretty puppy. Yes, he is. He's a lovely fella. He sometimes barks. He sometimes talks. He's a young fella. He's still learning. He's not quite fully trained yet. He sometimes gets a bit nippy. Not often these days, admittedly. He's not wild, but he does sometimes get a bit boisterous. But that's alright. We'll cut his testicles off and see what happens. Not the dog person. Prefer cats. There's always one. There's always one. I'm very much so a dog person. I like cats. I like cats, don't get me wrong. But I like dogs just that bit more. Because they're, well, firstly, they're stupid, which makes it a bit easier to interact with them. German Shepherd, indeed, I like German Shepherds. My dog gets bullied by a local cat. That doesn't surprise me, because the cat's got intelligence advantage. Leave his balls alone. It's part of the agreement from the breeder, I think. You know, we've agreed to neuter him at a certain age, and in Angus's case, he might need it because they're not showing up yet. They should be showing up now. So it might be a case of removing them because torsion. Cats have crazy egos. Cats are great pets. They're solitary creatures. They're more wild, they're more independent, but they're great pets. Angus the adulterer. I do prefer dogs myself because they're dumb. Maybe they're loyal. I don't think I can look at a dog and go, "You're loyal." You know, it doesn't make sense. It's like maybe it's loyal. I can't put myself in the dog's mind. It seems loyal. He seems loyal, but maybe he isn't. God knows he's plotting. Skyrim soundtrack is insanely good, ain't it? It is a good soundtrack. I do like listening to it. I do enjoy it. Cats just run off and come back for food. Well, at least you know they come back. If a dog runs off, you've got a little bit more of a challenge on your hands. Dogs actually love you, lol. That is, well, they do. They do, but I'm not sure if they love you or they love what you can provide. It's pack mentality. They enjoy the camaraderie of having the pack. They can't function without it, sort of thing. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, I'm probably going to wrap up in a minute after I've polished this bevy. So any questions you have, you've got until the bottom of this bottle, and it is getting quite low. So we moved house when we had a dog, took him for a walk down the canal, and he bolted towards the old house. That was a long run to get him back. Oh, indeed. That sounds like a dog. A cat never tells the dogs where you hide your drugs. That's because the cat isn't fucking present. Have you seen The Sopranos? Can't say I have. Don't own any cats, but from what I've heard, you have to earn a cat's affection. You do. Well, I mean, firstly, you can't just go and buy a cat. You can't just do that. I mean, you can, but that's not how you do it. A cat just fucking shows up. That is how you get a cat. The cat spawns in and decides, I'm going to go say hello to you. And that's how cats decide their owners, unfortunately. The cat chooses you, you don't choose the cat. Exactly, the cat fucking shows up. Goes, you know what, you'll do. I looked that up. Apparently it's called the cat distribution system. God knows where and when cats need to show up. There's an article out there somewhere proving that dogs actually love their owners. There's also probably an article out there explaining how the Star Wars sequel trilogy is good. But yeah, I do think they do love their owners. It's just, you never know. Did you all do a video about the altruist cult in GTA 5 yet? Or is that a fever dream? Probably a fever dream, because I'm a bit cautious about doing a video about a cult of people who show their cocks. You'll come home and a cat will be there. That's it. You are now owned by the cat. That's the truth. The cat spawns in. The cat shows up and tells you, "You're mine." I have had a cat shut in the house once. Like, I was streaming away, and apparently, you know, I opened that door, just a fucking cat there. This was years ago. Just a cat. He was chilling. He'd climbed in through the bathroom or something. I was baffled by that. But it was an owned cat. I've seen that article, didn't read it, but it exists. My old dog, when I was about 4, ran off on a walk. My dad stayed up till about 3 AM looking for him and eventually packed in. He turned up midday. Bear in mind the wood was a few miles away. Oh, fair enough. What movies do you like? Oh God, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, Devon's finest. I am from Devon. The last one is a work of fiction, though. I am indeed sometimes Devon's finest. I don't live in Devon anymore, so I don't think I qualify, but I like to think that I do. Right. Okay, here's the crack, gentlemen. This bevy is about to get polished, and when that happens, the stream is over. Is there any Oblivion, Fallout, or even bully content on your mind? There is. There is on all 3 counts, actually. I'll leave it at that for now, because I want to get through my travels in the week. Work on what the tins of worms I've already opened, so to speak. And then we'll worry about that. Most famous person from Devon. I'm quite certain at the moment that would be like Ollie Watkins. Would it not? What kind of British accent do you have? One of many. Probably hybrid of some description. A mixture of one location and the next. That is certainly polished. Alright. Now, I'm going to close this off. I'm going to close off that. Right, look. Who are you on a gunfight? Micah or Javier? No idea. Are you excited for the Gladiator 2, or did Napoleon make you lose faith in Scott too? I haven't seen Napoleon. Is that the film? Disney does suck. I've gotten into 40k lore recently. I don't think I have the... I don't think I have the capacity to understand that. I don't have the intelligence. But look, thank you all for coming along to this stream. It means the world to me that you've showed up. Is there a video you've made that you regret making? Probably. But all you can do is do a better video the next day or the next week. There's no point worrying about which videos you regret making. It's just a waste of time. There's no point sat there going, oh, I shouldn't have made that. At the time I thought it was a good idea. There you go. If that's not the case anymore, so what? Just crack on. Just crack on with the next thing. Right. All that matters is you're true to yourself in the moment, not that you're true to yourself. You don't have to retroactively apply your new standards to your past self constantly. Can you imagine how exhausting that would be? Don't do that. Just don't worry about it. To the bar, senor. Okay, I can't do an Arthur impression. It was terrible. But also because I probably tried to make him a bit too heaved. Right, thank you all for watching the stream. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Me chatting away, having a good conversation with you. All of that stuff. It's been lovely. It's been lovely, and I appreciate everyone for showing up. Also, huge thanks to Michael Moore's Purple Flame Incorporated for the super chat and all that. And of course, to everyone in the chat, you've all been absolutely legendary. Some rather bog standard faces in here tonight. We've got Longshanks and Philby Gaming there, and a few folk. And I need to make sure that I don't leave it 3 months until the next one, because that would be not good. I like streaming. I just don't like it as much as making videos, I suppose. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm going to crack on, probably do like my Duolingo or something. and then I don't know if I'm going to go to bed or if I'm going to crack on immediately with whatever video I want to get done for before I fly away on Monday, or alternatively whatever. But with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video or stream at some point. But until next time, take care. Goodbye.